I'm okay with that. We've killed everything so close to us. For now. Spend some hit die.
Yep. And I can play my song.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, an extra D8.
So we're going to take a short rest, you think?
I think so.
That's what we think.
We've come a long way today.
It's time for snack time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we skipped
Before we
second
do-
breakfast.
Before jumping your second one, save my hit die.
Okay. Get it back on a short rest anyway, right? So.
Yep. Boom. Holy shit.
Precise. Precision.
Aww.
Plus your D8.
I've got a lot of dice to go here.
Yeah, don't forget, if you roll at least one dice, you get an additional D8 because of her song. Fighter's a D10, right? Yeah, so I gotta roll a veteran.
Got a lot of D10s to use, in fact. Was going to use any.
I think he'll stay there.
Okay. Hang out for a while, pass out some rations. What was that? Lightning?
Stomach growling. I really wanted those rations.
I'll pull a pretty good guard shift here.
Alright, so we take about an hour to take a little bit of a breather, and we have. So yeah, I mean it's a lot has happened for 7 hours in a single day kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
From our early morning, we started early morning when we slept with the dryad watching us, and then since then we have fought we did the ritual and the ambush and then all the mountain stuff. All that's happened today. That's just all today.
I think we fought a dragon. Like 6 of them.
Tiny dragons.
Doesn't matter. My bardic tale was going to be 6 dragons. Exaggeration, but still true.
You killed one and then convinced all the others that you were friends after you killed one.
Yeah.
That's how I make friends.
Be my friend or else. Yeah, speaking of bardic tales, Bijou, remind me when we get home. There's something I might like your help with.
Okay.
What? I suppose we should continue on.
Yes.
And away we go.
You do hear a bit of thunder in the distance.
Izzy is not concerned about that with Car around.
Dark clouds on the horizon, rolling in. Storm is brewing. So you make your way down this eroded path that had been home to the Grick for a while now. And it goes downward for quite a ways and then swoops as you're going down off to the right, down and around the mountain. It narrows some. And then you hear the rushing of water as you kind of go down and around and it starts to narrow. You can hear the rushing beneath you, underground, as the water crooked and bend from the chasm up above back through the mountain somewhere underneath. You can even feel it kind of rush below you a little as the ground kind of rumbles just at the pure force of it all. You make your way around down this particular path, and as after it kind of narrows, you'll see where, now that you can kind of actually get around to the other side, where that other mountain interjects in with this one. As kind of two mountains that grew up next to each other, just at, kind of one came up into as a part of the other one. You can see that it comes down, and there is off and below it narrows into a small cave, and as you make your way through, you can see that cave itself is yet another one of these water eroded tunnels. On the inside, making your way through, you do your usual round of checks to check for living inhabitants and the like. As you make your way through, you do notice that there is several different piles of bones in this one. Mostly animals, of some kind of wildlife from the other side of the mountain. So as you proceed with some level of caution, as you kind of leave out of that tunnel, you can see now where the water runs out of one mountain and in between it and the next. So as the two mountains are joined by a large rock natural bridge.
Rock is probably better than rickety rope and planks that have mostly rotted away.
As you make your way out at this elevation, there actually is like large, thick brushes that could almost resemble trees smattered throughout small bits of the area. Most of the rock itself is smooth rock, but there is a little bit of dirt on the actual path itself, as well as in crevices and stuff in between the large rocks. You can see as you come out, that there are definitely wildlife that visit this area occasionally, as there are small tracks There's even something that looks like a hoof print, whether it's a goat or maybe a small horse or something along those lines that traverses this area of the mountain or the place in between the mountains.
I'll go forward a little bit and take a look at the stone bridge.
I'll go with her.
Okay.
And then Lumo's gonna step right in front of me and try to trip me with Derek.
Alright, so now you can kind of see as you come forward that this natural bridge has been there quite a while, and it looks as though it's been weathered some use, whether it's animals or some other things that have come and gone this direction throughout the years. It does show some signs of erosion in the middle on the edge, where it just narrows a little, but it looks quite sturdy. Kind of getting a look around as you've come out of the little tunnel of the cave. You can see not only is there little bits of like brush that could almost signify small trees, there's also tufts of gathered limbs and the like up on top of several of the different rocks.
Like nests?
Seems that way.
How big are they?
It's hard to tell from your particular vantage point, as they are up there significantly up and above. But just the bit that overhangs looks rather large.
Okay.
Okay.
Are they all ahead of us, or are there some behind us as well?
Roll a perception check.
I'll use that. I didn't ask if I know anything about large creatures that live on cliff faces and stuff. I know they exist based on my nature roll. I don't recall very much right now. And use my survival skill to see survival and investigation to see how long these bones have been here and how old they might be and what they belong to.
Yeah, so a lot of the bones that you investigated, they were actually in the tunnel. A lot of them did look just like natural wildlife. You didn't see anything that was like any skulls or anything that was humanoid by any means, but you did see like something maybe resembling a deer or something along those lines, skulls along those lines, as well as a lot of small bones from small creatures.
Okay, less word.
As for the actual nest, so you see some smattered about on the way across from you. From your vantage point right next to the bridge, you scan trying to see things behind you on the rocks before. There's a lot of jutting up rocks, so ones that aren't just horizontal but actually look very vertical, and so they obscure a lot of the vision behind. But just peeking through, you can see a couple of spots that look like they're also these twigged nest kind of things from behind, and kind of to the sides as well.
Okay, so we're basically surrounded. if there are things in them.
See how sturdy the bridge appears to be if it is sturdy. Yeah.
I just point out the nest and I'll hold up a finger like in a shh.
Yeah, so Steen, you go out onto the actual bridge itself to start investigating. You know, how sturdy is it? It seems to hold your weight well, like there's no give into the bridge. And as you step closer towards that middle, that looks like it's started to erode on the outside. Maybe some of it is crumbled. You hear a cracking and a bit of crumbling from the bottom of the bridge. Like the bridge itself doesn't even shake or move or shudder, really, but a couple of large, maybe dangling bits of rock or stone that were underneath, just the small amount of vibration made a couple of rocks fall, and with two large splashes into the water below.
I facepalm.
I'm looking into the water. Do I see anything react to the splashes?
I'm looking up.
Nothing in the water seems to, other than just the rock splashing into the water below, there's nothing from the water that is all looking.
Hey, Luma. Try to get a look under the bridge. Make sure it's not falling apart. Can you please?
You want me to get under a bridge?
No. I just want. Kind of hard for me to look. I'm a bit heavy. Less nimble. Figure you could just peek your head around the edge and look under.
You hear the sound, what sounds like a faint eagle's call. Some to the west. And a short bit of time later, something to the east.
I'm gonna do like a light-footed jog across the bridge. I'm like, we need to go now.
Let's get out of this open area. Everyone in. Across. One at a time.
As Izzy runs across the bridge, very light-footed, another couple of small pebbles drop from below. This time, at the sound of the splash, Izzy just over the entrance to the cave across from you. Up from around. Well, it's not really a cave. It's actually just like a little archway, and then as the path kind of curves around the side of the mountain, like right on the actual archway itself. Let's see, where is it? Coming up kind of around from the other side of the path, landing atop the large archway.
Yep.
Bijou, do your thing.
You should do your thing.
I don't know. We're still the same day.
Lands.
Let me check it out.
Come on, Chatty Cathy, you can do it.
Lands a large eagle, but whose back end looks like the back end of a horse. It is as big as the eagle that Lodrin turned into when he crossed the chasm.
All right, I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And I go, oh, you're so beautiful.
It kind of surveys the landscape below.
I've never seen such a gorgeous creature.
Roll deception.
It's not being
Maybe she's
deceptive.
being honest.
You say this to all the animals. Ooh.
I mean, I don't think she's ever seen a hippogriff before, so.
No, probably not. Say, I would imagine that maybe some of Car's people have seen hippogriffs. Being from the Highlands, might be something that they run into occasionally. Some of the higher ups may actually breed them for mounts. In a way, it lets out a loud squawk that you hear to be, we have intruders. Call for His Majesty.
We don't mean to intrude. We're just trying to get to the other side of the mountain. Hello?
Another large winged beast lands, this time with instead of a horse, the rear end is that of some large feline.
Oh, wow. You're different.
And it too calls much longer, much louder, very high, shrill shriek. That all you hear is "Your Majesty."
Are you calling for Mordekainen?
The others hear a shriek from behind. As you quickly turn to see the source of the shriek itself, a massive bird lands upon the tunnels and the exit directly from behind.
Lovely. Hello?
Who dares speak his name?
Well, we just want to meet him. And I wave at him.
In what right do you have to enter my domain?
Well, I didn't realize it was your domain. None of us did. We're just trying to get through the pass.
The pass has remained sealed for good purpose. Your ignorance will not save you in your transgression.
I turn to everybody and I say, so this guy's the boss apparently, and we're in his territory.
Tell him that we come with a warning that there is a powerful necromancer trying to get to the valley.
We came to bring a message that there's a necromancer coming to the valley. And we
We're
don't
here
want
to
that
help
to happen.
stop him.
Yeah, we're here to help stop him. We don't want that to happen to your beautiful valley.
You can see that he lets off a shrill shriek that just says "assemble." In just a moment passes as several other of these winged beasts land scattered around the rocks, all looking down upon you.
Oh, hi.
Oh, wow. More beautiful flying creatures.
Wizards, no matter their domain, are a scourge to this land. You seek to aid one,
To aid a wizard?
against another, but all you do is bring strife to my people.
We have no intention of bringing strife to anyone. We want to save the land from the necromancer and him taking over.
And is it your right to do so?
Tell him about the Battle of the Hells that they started, and we defended the land against it. We defended the world against it.
So there was a great prophecy that we've been part of to save the world from the hells, and we're here to save your particular valley now. We face many things.
In your efforts to save us, all you do is bring what is utter destruction.
That would be the necromancer we're trying to keep from coming here.
And where is it, the barrier that protected us?
We perform a ritual with the dryad.
I see. And as such, removed our protection, allowing this necromancer to come to my home.
He had a way through the barrier himself, was our understanding.
Wait, can we hear the rock? This
I
is
can't.
just
Yeah, sorry.
because I'm
Sorry,
being.
I'll shut up.
I would have spoke.
Yep.
No, it is only Bijou that can hear the or well,
But I would
everybody
tell you
can
guys
hear.
everything. I would tell you guys what they would say. I would repeat everything they said. So you guys would at least know what they're saying and could speak through me. But yes, it's our understanding that the necromancer had a way without taking the barrier down. But our only way in was to take the barrier down.
And you know this.
He's taken
For
down
certain.
part of, tell him that he's taken down part of the barrier that kept the Badlands from spreading. So
He did take part of the barrier down from the Badlands. So yes, he's very capable.
And you knew he had the power to overrule the control orb.
Yes.
Roll another deception. What you assume and what you think are not fact. But what is fact is now the barrier does not exist. Now he has a clear path right into the magical realm that has persevered for millennia, unspoiled.
Nothing lasts forever.
our understanding was that he may be working with the god Cyric.
Even though they don't understand your language, at the mention of Cyric, even in the common tongue, You can see the giant rock ruffle its feathers. Cyric is a threat to all
Yes.
existence.
We stand against those who would undo all existence.
And in your plight, albeit with good intentions, have sacrificed me and my own, without even our input. Why then should I let you live? Why shouldn't I carry on your message in your stead?
Well, you could, I suppose.
She makes a good point.
But I would rather that all of you beautiful creatures live through all of this. And so if you let us carry the messages, then you don't have to be put in harm's way with that message.
And as you travel on, with free passage from me on to the valley below, what within will happen to me and my own, as those that follow you, certainly will come through here as well? What will they leave behind in your wake?
Ask if he would help us. If we can get the message there more quickly, then the more quickly we can deliver the message, the more quickly we can mount a defense and protect his people as well.
It's true. The quicker we can get the message through, the quicker we can save everyone. The less harm that has to come.
They were coming whether or not we came through here or not. We would be facing them anyway.
We would stand with them.
Speak plainly. Tell me, what is it you propose?
That we're fighting on the same side.
If they can provide a swift passage to where we need to go, it will be safer for all of us, and we can work together to turn the threat.
Also, Mister thinks we're pretty cool.
I repeat what Deeker said.
If we were to stand with you, we would have to abandon our home. Is that something you would be willing to do?
We all have abandoned our homes.
Have you now? If this necromancer was going to your home, you would have left it.
We would meet him on the field wherever he was
And stand against him before he got to our home.
with our allies.
Evil stirs in the heart of my home as we speak. I stand where I am needed.
I would like the three of you to make a persuasion check.
Why?
Just let Bijou do the extra roll there.
Oh, yeah, you're right next to her. Yep.
There we go.
It's something.
You would meet them in battle with your allies at your home. And here we are, potential allies. Will you stand here then and meet them when they come? At our home?
Well, we'd help to catch him before he got to your home. But allegedly, you know. But we have to get the message to the rest of the valley so everyone is prepared.
So we seem to be left at odds, in a way. You deem it necessary to continue on, to leave, potentially not being here when needed to defend our home. But on the same hand, would like us to be your ally in this, although you have most certainly brought destruction to our home. How do you reconcile this?
With speed. If we can get to Mordenkainen with all the
See him ruffle his feathers again. And what is that damned wizard going to do for us?
It is not necessarily what he can do, but what he has. Our understanding is he controls the tower that contains the orb.
Your understanding is flawed.
Enlighten us then.
That wizard has trapped himself in a prison that even he can't escape. He no longer controls the orb. If he would, there would be no need for the barrier. There would be no need for any of this.
Who controls the orb?
I don't know that anyone does. At least not for a time. Not since we were locked in this valley.
Is he still in possession of it?
I cannot say. Not that I would not. I just simply cannot.
Well, you see things from a vantage point much higher than us. How far are our enemies?
I do not know. But I can find out. Ever since you entered the mountains, earlier today, I sent scouts to see who else and what other dangers were present. Hopefully, they return. Hopefully, they return soon.
Our best lead is still the tower, and speed is still our advantage here.
How far to the tower?
along the path. As you travel, perhaps 2, maybe 3 days from here.
How far
Assuming
for
you
you?
make no interruptions along the way. Me. I could be there by morning. Maybe sooner.
So, if you and your friends could take us all, we could help Mordekainen get possession of the orb and be back to protect your home.
So that is not the right size icon. This rock is huge, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
Its body is this big, with its wings folded in.
Jeez. Albatross of the D&D birds?
Yeah, they are the largest bird in
Are they really?
in
Wow.
D&D. Yeah, they were bred by giants to be the equivalent to dragons,
So you're saying he could rock
Ancient.
our world?
ancient dragons.
You could say we're between a rock and a hard place?
Wolfen, I swear.
I push Wolfen off the bridge, and then
Aw, it missed.
The sooner we get
Aw.
our message and we get to the orb and to the tower, the sooner that the valley will be safe and your home will be safe.
If I send scouts to spread the word, would you stay?
I look at everybody and ask them, I have no idea.
suppose if we took care of our immediate threat, it would give us more time to deal with Mordekainen.
We do have allies coming as reinforcements as well. I could ask our allies to come and reinforce this area. But to fight the necromancer who is this powerful, to fight potentially a god, we need to get to the tower to get that orb.
Just to clarify, we were handed down task for ourselves to go and get the orb, correct? Like, our task is to go get the orb and win. Essentially. Like, it's our responsibility.
That's what
Yeah, we
that's what Edelmar and potentially Cyric are after, is the orb. So the idea
Well-
is that if we can get there first, gods can't actually use the orb, but mortals can, which I think is why Edelmar is being sent after it.
Well, the only reason I'm bringing it up is because Steen would feel that giving his task to someone else to complete isn't completing the task.
I don't believe that's what's happening. He's just sending scouts.
It wouldn't hurt if he can send scouts to other intelligent creatures of the valley to come and help slow down any forces that are coming this way. But we do have our own allies who are headed this way as well, who could potentially help reinforce this particular area.
I mean, we could always just destroy this bridge after we cross it.
Well, I don't think that would necessarily slow the necromancer down all that much.
We know that he can teleport.
and turn into a freaking dragon.
Turn into a dragon, and
Yeah, good point.
a few other things. He's
Yeah,
got a few other things he can do. Edelmar is a higher than level 20 wizard, so
Yes, so we totally are gonna fight him.
Well, I'm screwed.
It's just panic. It's just
No,
panic.
that's
panic
the
jokes.
thing is that we need the
Yeah,
orb
yeah,
to
yeah.
fight him.
Yeah, I get that. It's our task to get the orb, not our task to give a, you know, like, well, why don't you stay and defend, and kind of like let me go deal with it. Can
Yeah.
Well, but he could send his people to tell people that we're coming through and to let us through.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, any help
That's
he could give us
convenient.
would be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's willing to help, but if he's not
Yeah.
willing to help, then we have to fight these creatures that we
Yeah,
don't want to fight.
exactly. Like I'm under the impression that he's like, well, I can go do it. Why should I let you? It's like it's kind of our
Not
task.
under that impression quite as much, but
Okay.
I'm so happy.
So,
Why?
Mr. Rock,
Yes.
the only way that we can save this valley and your people and the rest of the intelligent creatures is for us to get that orb and to fight the wizard, the necromancer.
sidebar out of character. Do we have to have that orb to fight the wizard? I mean, I know he's, all the
Well,
things Drad said, and it makes me make nervous jokes about it because I don't want to die. But was that one of our things? Should that have been in my notes?
Yeah.
Everyone else having a thought on that?
Do you need
No.
it to fight him?
Yeah,
I
was
mean-
that told to us?
No, he just can't get it. That's the
Yeah, if he gets
That's
it,
the
then
thing that you
we're
were
all
told.
screwed.
yeah. That's pretty true.
And ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. We're only trying to get it to keep it from him.
Well,
And,
that's like the
Sarek.
main thing, but supposedly this is a pretty powerful thingamajig, so probably wouldn't hurt.
yeah, it'd probably help us.
And I'm not saying abandon that. I'm just
Especially if there are still gods involved. Like, Izzy probably 100% believes this, that we need the orb to fight the necromancer. Because last time we tried, he turned into a dragon, and we almost got toasted, except for that crazy wizard came and, like, wished him away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Bijou believes, that we can't beat him without an orb. So
Let's get that orb.
So we shouldn't stay here any longer. We've got to get on our mission. Will you be our ally or will you not?
You can see
I
he's
mean-
just kind of not saying anything for a moment. So he's kind of mulling it over.
I mean, to be fair, Bijou, it would be not even that they need to be our allies as long as they're not our enemies. Really.
The way I see it. Is I
Because
can
we
help
have-
you.
Okay.
In helping you, I lose my home. Some of my people will die. And will have no home to return to.
If they don't help us, all of his people will die.
It wasn't going to be that brazen, but yes.
I could kill you.
You could try.
We're just instigating a fight there now.
If he kills us, everyone everywhere will die.
Yeah. That's true too. Everyone will die if you kill us. So
I mean, says you.
Are you willing to take the chance? That there's a possibility that you could save most of your people, or that there's a possibility that all your people could die.
But the way I see it, this is entirely your fault. And if we must die, we will die fighting.
Which we would expect you to do, as we will do the same.
And it would be lovely to seek vengeance on those that brought this wrath upon us.
And if you think that's us, you haven't been paying attention.
If they will help us, if we can get control of the orb, we will do everything in our power to protect their home
And their people.
and their people.
Most especially their precious, adorable people. I can't believe I don't have a diplomat skill. I
Persuasion.
feel like that's something I should have. But I think, anyways, it's fine.
Yeah, persuasion's about the closest to a diplomat skill.
Persuasion, deception.
Although, I guess most of my dealings with people, not animals, so maybe that's it, you know, I don't know.
You could see the giant rock, which had just kind of climbed out of over the rocks over the top of 4, kind of leans back a little and spreads its wings, which actually tip off the map on both directions.
Oh man.
Over probably close to 100 feet in each direction, as it spreads its wings out wide, folds them in.
So I'm going to give it a kind of a little bow or nod, because I realize he's the ruler of these birds. But I don't know if he understands that mannerism.
You don't live for 1,500 years without understanding a little something. You may have brought this upon us. You may have done what was needed, what you thought was best. Collateral damage, whether brought on purpose or accident, whether it was to happen anyway, regardless of your actions, I can't know the truth to those things. But what I do know, what I can tell, is you do have sincerity. That sincerity is important. You do truly wish to help. You wish to be a part of the saving of this valley and its
We do.
people. Then killing you won't aid us. It may even get some of us killed. And see if kind of crane forward. But do know,
Hey, Brandon.
joke as you might, I would kill you.
Completely understood. She smiles real big at him.
Um, I think I have little choice, as much as it pains me, but to help you. To let you leave and carry on and send word ahead. Abandoning my home to do so.
Your kindness will not go unmentioned or forgotten.
And I think that's what we're going to call it for today.
Push Wolfen off the bridge again. A sacrifice to you, great bird.
I missed some text. I couldn't freaking get a pun off at the end. Well, I guess my conclusion from this conversation is we're about to rock and roll.
That rock had a plus 18 to hit.
Oh man.
He would have missed Stein at least once.
He actually did when I rolled it on him. He rolled a 2 on the first
Really?
attack.
Oh man.
Yeah, he rolled a 2.
Sad. Oh man. I kind of thought we were gonna die. See the hippogriff? I'm kind of like, okay, we can probably handle that. And a couple of griffins come out, and all right. And then the rock.